So you start with the plantain, and if you haven't worked with a plantain before, it peels a little differently than a banana. It's got a much tougher, whoops, it's got a much tougher skin to it. So you do have to cut off the ends and then just make a slit right down one side of it, and then you start to peel it off like that. And you can see that the plantain is a lot tougher. It's not like a banana where it's real smushy. So then you just cut it into large chunks right into your food processor. Bunch of cilantro. If you don't really like cilantro, you could use parsley or basil or some other herb, but it'll just change up the flavor. And then you have your salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and your coconut oil. Now we just blend it up. So once it's been blended to a smooth paste, that kind of consistency, then you just pour it onto your parchment lined sheet pan. Make sure you get every little bit out. And I use an offset spatula like this to make it really flat and smooth, and you just go over it. And once you have the plantains that are all blended up with the cilantro and the spices, just evenly spread out in your pan, pop it in the oven. All right, so here's the plantains right out of the oven. And when you see that it lifts right off the paper and it's a little browned around the edges, but not burned, then it's ready. And you can see how soft and pliable it is and how perfectly, once it's cut, it'll wrap right around to make your favorite sandwich, your new favorite sandwich. All right, so to cut the wraps into the size that you want, you just take it off of the tray. And I use a pizza cutter. And you can make any size you want. Make them big or small. I usually make them I make them into a square. You can make them into a rectangle. But I'd say about 6 come out of each of mine. So your final wrap is just like this. So here it is, the plantain wrap with some grilled chicken and a little bit of lettuce inside. Really an awesome, flavorful alternative to like your regular sandwich bread or your regular wraps. I gotta tell you, you're gonna love the taste and the flavor that comes out from the plantains. A little bit sweet, and then with the cilantro, just adds a nice kick to it. And what I do here is I cut that parchment paper so that I can layer my plantain wraps on top of each other, and then I just store them in a plastic bag, just like this, and then you can either put them in the refrigerator for use, or if you think it'll be a little while or you've got too many of them, you can store them in the freezer and then just defrost them before you want to use them, and they still taste just as delicious. I love these plantain wraps, and I think you're going to as well.